Okay, the Nokia N8 is Nokia's latest smartphone. It's running the latest version of the Symbian operating system. They've kind of pinned all their hopes on this phone because it's also the only high-end smartphone they've released in 2010. So if this does not do well, it doesn't bode well for Nokia. Yeah, what struck me, the first thing when I looked at the device is there's no back cover. So you don't pop open the phone to put in a battery. Everything happens on the side over here. You've got your SIM card and your SD card that you pop in on the side, which is very reminiscent of the iPhone. The big difference is the device actually comes with onboard 16 gigs of memory, and then it's expandable with a micro SD card. So getting your hardware in there, I mean, you don't struggle with anything. You don't have to worry about charging your device for hours before you can use it. You just get in and go. And then from there, there's a wizard when you first start the phone up that takes you through some basic setup steps. It's got everything that you'd expect a smartphone to do. It handles push email, it can phone, it can SMS, it's got all the basics. And then from there, it's got everything that you'd expect from a Symbian smartphone. So you can install applications from Nokia's Ovi store. It integrates nicely with Nokia's Ovi Music services. So the device also comes with a 6-month subscription to what's known as Nokia Ovi Music Unlimited. Which means that you can actually download as many songs as you like in that 6-month period and listen to them on the device. After the 6 months are up, you get to keep all those songs. So the phone comes with quite a few nice features in that sense. What's different about this Symbian smartphone is it's a full touchscreen. There's no keyboard. There's in fact one button on the front face. It brings up the menu, it takes the menu away, you bring up the task manager by pushing and holding. So it's got multitasking and it does it very well. Of the smartphones I've reviewed thus far, this multitasking functionality is actually among the best. It comes with a subscription to Ovi Music Unlimited. The drawback to Ovi Music Unlimited is it comes with a thing known as digital rights management. And that means that you cannot play your songs on anything but the devices that's authorized to play those songs. In this case, if you buy the Nokia N8, your Nokia N8, as well as the PC to which you've downloaded those songs. So there are limitations to that one has to keep in mind. The phone itself handles video and photography brilliantly. It's got Carl Zeiss optics in the camera. So by far, I mean, and looking at many comparisons, whether you're looking at the iPhone, at other smartphones, Android devices, whatever, this is by far the best camera on a smartphone I've ever used. So big kudos to Nokia for that. It allows for HD video recording. And it's got and very high resolution photographs. So now what's also impressive about that is megapixels are one thing, but they're not as important as how the optics work. So if you take a shot indoors or when it's dark, the way that the flash and the camera interact and the way that the optics of the camera handles low light environments, the megapixelage says nothing about that. And this camera, indoor shots, nighttime shots, it handles them beautifully. Symbian 3 is the latest edition of the Symbian smartphone OS. Nokia has said that in future they're not even going to talk about Symbian 3 because they've got a new operating system in the works called MeeGo. But the reason they say that is because they want applications that you download from the Ovi store and applications that are developed and published in the Ovi store to work on all their devices, whether they are Symbian devices or whether they are MeeGo devices. And they also say they're not going to talk about versions of Symbian because they'd like to incrementally upgrade them as improvements are made. The thing is, they've also said that this will be the last N-series device that makes use of Symbian 3. So this is the end of the line for Symbian on Nokia's high-end phones. What that means for Symbian remains to be seen. So it becomes difficult to judge whether a purchase of a Symbian device at this stage, a high-end device, is a good purchase, because I mean, in future Symbian might not be supported on the high end at all. So that's something to consider. If that's something that's important to the buyer, then they need to consider that. For the average buyer, I don't think it's that important to know whether your operating system is going to be upgraded, because in 2 years' time, you're going to get rid of your phone, you're going to get a new one. The best feature by far on this phone is the camera. The quality that you get out of the camera, the quality of video that you get out of the camera, it's really just incredible. The interface of Symbian 3 lets the phone down big time. There's also, it's difficult to set up synchronization to services like Google. If you want your Google Contacts, your Google Calendar, that sort of thing in your Symbian smartphone, you have to make use of a service that Google provides, not Nokia. And Google only provides it to a certain extent. So, for instance, calendar synchronization is fairly poor. And getting the contacts and your mail in from Google, mail is easy. Getting your contacts in and getting your contacts synchronized is tricky if you're not on a supported operating system. So if you've got Windows, then you really have nothing to worry about. You can just use normal Outlook, and if that's what you use. If, however, you are a person who prefers to synchronize their contacts, what we call over the air, in other words, you don't need to, if you don't want to hook it up to a computer in order to synchronize your contacts, that gets tricky, unfortunately, as well. Given the recommended retail price that Nokia have given out, this phone comes in quite a bit lower than other smartphones in its class. So it's a very good buy. If you are concerned about having a very good quality camera, then then this phone is also one you should consider. If you are a Symbian user, then the Nokia N8 is also a very logical choice for you. If you are looking at buying your first smartphone, then I would advise looking at what else is on offer. I would look at what Symbian 3 does and how Symbian 3 works versus BlackBerry OS, Android, and iPhone before I make my decision. A last thing to consider is the fact that when you put the phone down, it rests on the camera. So you might want to grab some sort of pouch to keep it in, a bumper or a pouch, such as this. This is the official one provided by Nokia. It's a little rubber pouch that leaves the screen open for touching but covers the rest, so that you can put the camera down or put the phone down on a surface without scratching the camera.